Welcome back to Squelch the Video Game Book Club. I'm Dano.
And I'm Storm Rage. We're here to remind you that Dragon Age The Veilguard is a game, and games are supposed to be fun.
Matt at Arms is hanging out with the family. His son got back into town from Virginia, which is where he was on vacation at. And so he's doing a little family time with son and parents. So I am sure he'll be back next week to chat about all things Dragon Age Veilguard. So that means, once again, it is an Only DANS episode.
Matt, I miss you so much. Matt, we can't keep doing this. Matt, the world doesn't want just Dano and I week after week. It's not sustainable.
This week, we played through the Siege of Weisshaupt. And then also a gajillion side quests.
So many side quests.
So many side quests. This week, we are the Side Quest podcast. It is just, what if we did a podcast all about side quests? And we did
I think this is the podcast that Dano has secretly wanted for every game we've ever played. This is just the first time that I've been able to be on board with it.
I did have to race through the actual story quest. Like, race through it, like heart beating quickly, because I spent so much time playing through side quests.
Yeah, Dano messaged about an hour and a half before we were set to record, and he was like, I haven't even started the final quest. And I was like, you should start it, friend. It's not short.
I had 10 minutes to go. So, I mean, I don't know what the big deal was. Next week, we are going to play the story quests After the Storm, the Cobbled, Swan, or Bloodbath. That's depending on previous choices. The one will be a story quest, the other will be a side quest, so you can do both, is my understanding of that, but one of them will be a story quest depending on which city you saved. And then also the story quest, the Cauldron. There are a bunch of companion quests next week as well, so we're just going to play through a whole bunch of those. Because after this week, a little bit of spoilers, our friends were like, we're not being friends enough. We need to be more friends. Through the power of friendship, we will defeat ancient elven gods.
That's correct.
And I'm not even joking.
No, it's not quite that wording, but it is wildly close.
It is very close. It was Captain Planet was like, hey, I need 5 kids from around the world. 4 will have cool powers. 1 will have the power of heart.
Most important of all.
There was an episode where the Planeteer with the heart power felt bad that his power was lame. But in that episode, it was the power of heart that saved them. So,
as it always is.
Yeah, I remember the Captain Planet theme song and the heart episode, and then also the American kid being a little bit insane, which kind of checks out. Let's be honest, like they called that one early.
Yeah.
So yeah. Just a reminder, in the show notes of the episode, we have the quest play order as well as my safe to sell list. So use that as you will. The quest play order is literally me just like taking notes as I play through the game and checking the things off on the list. But you can save your own copy if you want and check things off that way as well. And then just kind of see where I'm at and what my thoughts are for what will be played each week. So if that's useful for you, it'll be waiting for you there in our show notes. So
thanks. I am pretty incredible.
That new microphone, by the way, it's doing good. It's good. It's a good microphone.
Good. Great.
Yep. Yeah, nope, not gonna make that joke here. I'll make that joke later.
What I love about that is that I don't even have a context for what that joke could be in my brain right now, other than it is not Squelch appropriate, which is also an extremely long list of things.
Okay, let me just say the new microphone is more petite than the previous microphone.
This is correct.
So proving that size.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I want to thank our patrons, our Twitch subs, and our YouTube listener, Clyde. Your support keeps this podcast ticking. If you want to support the show, you can head over to twitch.tv/DanoPlay or patreon.com/Squelch. $5 a month patrons, you get the podcast, and it is recorded. Although, maybe not last week. I don't remember if I actually got... I did. I got it in last week. Last week was a weird week because we recorded it 2 days after, so everything got weird. Yeah.
I am really excited for the day that's like 2 years from now when we have somebody on YouTube named Clyde that is listening and they go, how did they know? And then they go back and it's just us saying this for so long that we will eventually forget where the original bit comes from.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm already close to forgetting. So just like as a reminder to myself and everyone listening, Clyde is the name of Shadow in Final Fantasy VI, which is a weird name for a ninja. Though I'm not saying...
we made fun of it so much that we had to also add a thank you to Clyde every single episode.
And it wasn't even that Shadow's name was Clyde. It was that, like, I just, like, decided to insult all Clydes for no reason. Like,
correct.
Completely, just like, it was like, hey, Clydes, the world over. What if Dan was like, hey,
bad name.
Yeah, here comes a little shade for no reason that you didn't deserve or ask for.
Correct.
This one's a real page turner.
We want to share today's game with y'all. Lot is happening, maybe you don't recall. Let's do a quick recap for you, so it isn't out of the blue.
It's good. It's good. It's good. We'll start with Rook. Rook is our main protagonist.
Next up is Varric, our good best friend, who's giving us advice because his leg is busted and he can't do much else.
Solus, he's an ancient elven mage who created the veil which separates the magical world from our own. He later decided he wanted to take that veil down, which would destroy the world as we know it.
Scout Harding, one of our companions, she's a dwarf that can do magic. That's wild. Dwarves can't do that.
Then we have Neve. She's a private investigator and member of the Shadow Dragons.
And also typically pronounced Nev, but pronunciations be darned.
Is it Nev?
Laura.
I just pronounced it as Neve. Nev. Nev. I said Nev. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Nev.
I did also re-listen to last week's, and I was like, oh, I don't think we pronounced the elven gods correct once last week.
Elgranon and Gillenane?
Yep. It was Elgar. It was Elganon instead of Elgarnon instead of Elganon.
Okay.
And Gillanon instead of Gillenane, I believe, was last week's pronunciation.
I think we're getting pretty darn close. There are apostrophes all over the place there. And
there are a few apostrophes. This is true.
Yep. Yeah. So I think we're doing a pretty good job with both Nev and Elgranon and Gillenane. Elganon and
Nailed it.
Gillenane. Yeah.
Then we have Balara, who's a veil jumper, and she has issues with her brother.
Oh, yeah, she does. She's also currently cracking the secrets of an ancient arcane spirit known as the Nadas Durlathon.
Nadas Durthalon.
Nadas Durthalon. It's like, what if there? What if it was like? It's like, what if AI wasn't programmed to be sycophantic and was instead programmed to be kind of snarky?
Yeah, a lot of this game takes from Mass Effect tropes that they've done before. So like this is very similar to like the catalyst from Mass Effect 1 of like this mystical thing that has all of the answers that we need. If only we had someone who was smart and quirky enough in order to unlock its secrets.
I'm glad you added the quirky bit in there. It is very... Balar is a very 2009 character. Like...
Yes.
Yeah, like, Balar would have had, like, her own sitcom for 10 years in the, like, mid to late aughts.
Yep. I'd agree with that.
And then we have Lucanus. He's the demon of Verantium. That means nothing. He's a mage killer, member of the Crows, has a demon named Spite inside of him that he does not want there.
Nope, not a fan. Then we have Darvin. He's a Grey Warden who is a caretaker of perhaps the last living griffin.
Elgranon and Gillenane. These are two former Elven mages that were so powerful that they decided they should be worshipped as gods. And then they were worshipped as gods, along with the rest of the Everneris. I got there, Everneris. They're not very nice and super into the Blight as a way to regain their godhood in the modern age. Maybe Solus was onto something when he trapped them for all time.
Then we have some locations that are important. We've got the crossroads, magical space between worlds, magical mirrors that go all around the place.
The lighthouse is Solus's former home and hideout and base. It is located in the crossroads. It is safe from the Everneris. It is magical and seems to hold many secrets.
Then I'm just going to rip through the last three here of Minrathous, Arlathon, Forest, and Treviso. These are all various locations that are home bases to the factions that we are supporting in their efforts against the bad guys throughout the game.
Minrathous and Treviso, one of them is destroyed depending on choices made in previous episodes. I saved Minrathous, so therefore Treviso is completely covered in blight, and it was a canal city, and like the blight traveled through the canals and has like poisoned the entire city. You saved Treviso. What is Minrathous like?
Bad. A lot of people being hung in the streets, a lot of just like dead bodies lying around, and bad times. Bad times are had by many.
Indeed. So the story so far. So when the team acts to stop the Dread Wolf, ancient evils are unleashed upon the world. For months, Varric Tethras had searched for Solus, a mage revealed to be the elven god of lies and trickery known as the Dread Wolf. Solus planned to tear down the veil so that raw magic could flood back into the mortal world, restoring it to its natural state, which would also unleash a tide of demons and kill thousands of people. When a lead finally came, Varric gathered a team in Minrathous, hoping to stop his former friend before it was too late. And the team succeeded, but with a price. Trapped in the Fade after they sabotaged his ritual, Solus delivered a dire warning from the dream world. The ancient elven gods, Elgranon and Gillenane, had escaped the prison where he had held them. Although nothing the Dread Wolf said could be trusted, the team had no choice but to investigate. Unfortunately, Solus's warnings proved to be true. Elgranon and Gillenane were indeed free and already corrupting the world with blood and magic. To stop these self-proclaimed gods, the team needed to recruit experts at confronting mages and monsters, as well as take advice from anyone who could help, even the Dread Wolf himself. The world began to reel under the assault of blooded dragons, horrific new darkspawn, and Venatori, and Anton blessed with the power of the gods. The team searched for new members to help slay dragons and deal with the magic of the Fade. But as political leaders dismissed their concerns, the gods pressed forward on many fronts.
I knew him as Solus. Smart, thoughtful, loved to hear himself talk. But long ago, he had a different name. The Dreadwolf. Ancient elven god of lies, or heroic rebel against tyranny, depending on which story you believe.
This week, we pick up where we left off. Bad things going down. And you know what? If there's a blight, there's going to be Grey Wardens. So let's go to where the Grey Wardens are. We know that there is a gathering of Grey Wardens at Weisshaupt, where all of the Grey Wardens have been called, except for our good friend Darvin, who doesn't need to go, apparently, because the first Warden is just that mad. Yes, Dano.
If you are a Grey Warden character like I am, he also does not invite you to go. He's mad at both of us.
Well, he gets what he deserves.
He does.
So it's time to go help out the Wardens, which I would also like to point out is not the first time that the Wardens have really shirked their one and only job. In Dragon Age Origins, all Wardens die. We are brought back to life thanks to a witch. Then it is just 2 Grey Wardens throughout the majority of it until we get a third. And if not for our player character, we would not have succeeded. In Dragon Age 2, the Wardens are essentially useless and accidentally let out the evil villain that causes Dragon Age Inquisition. Yes, Dano?
That was the... Oh, no, that was the Wardens. You're right. That was us, though, too. We did that, too, though. That was also us. We were part of that.
But if the Wardens were not there, they would not have been able to jump into the Warden's body.
It's true. Dragon Age games are very much like, without superheroes, there would be no supervillains type of situation. Like, we seem to cause many of the problems.
Yeah, but the Wardens really have one job of stopping Blight,
and they don't
do it once. In Dragon Age Inquisition, they get taken over by the people causing the Blight. Come on, guys. You're supposed to be the greatest warriors against the Blight. Can you handle one Blight on your own? Just one Blight with some competence?
Well, I mean, we did take care of in Dragon Age Origins. Like, we did take care of it. I mean, that one wasn't on... That one wasn't on the Wardens. That one was on... What's his name? The guy from Ferelden who decided to turn on the Wardens and then wouldn't allow help from the Wardens of Orlais so the Wardens of Orlais snuck into the city to like help us out in the end and tell us how to actually kill the Archdemon. So I'm going to push back on Origins where the Wardens did handle their business there. Duncan handled his business, brought the Wardens in, was ready to go. I would say Origins business was handled. I will agree in Dragon Age 2 that they did kind of do a bit of a goof. And Inquisition, a giant major goof. They're like, hey, there's a Blight coming and we're all gonna we're all getting taken over, so we better just like sacrifice ourselves and then all of our mages get, sucked in by demons, and then we'll go and we'll attack the deep roads. Real dumb. I would say you're right.
So we do what we do this entire game when we are confronted with a choice of what to do. We go chat with Solus. What could go wrong with this consistency? We learn a lot about the archdemons. And whether or not you want to call it a retcon or an expansion of lore, I think would kind of depend on your perception of Dragon Age the Veilguard. I think it's a cool expansion of the lore.
Me too.
And people have accused otherwise, but I think people are just mad at this game for reasons that are unrelated to this game itself. The archdemons are actually the dragons that the Evanuris bound to themselves. Solus refused to bind a dragon to himself, which is why he does not have an archdemon. But when Solus created the prison that bound the Evanuris and the majority of the Blight, the dragons were left free. With the dragons left free, the Evanuris were able to communicate through the prison with the dragons. So they were able to use these archdemons to create these blights, to kind of create these tears in this prison in the hopes that it would eventually lead to out. This is also how they were able to influence people with the archdemons by that tie and by that bind. This is why everyone thought that archdemons caused the blight, because they were being led by the Evanuris as an attempt to break out of the prison and kind of create more blight, giving them enough power that they could break out. If we are to kill the Evanuris, we must first kill the archdemons. Remember how archdemons are killed? I do. It is when the archdemon dies, their essence is drawn to someone with blighted blood, and wardens will then try to draw it to themselves, so that way the archdemon can be killed in a mortal body. Dano, you're looking at me like something. Yep, go ahead.
It is a little bit retconny, a little bit expansion of lore, because the reason that Grey Wardens have to die when they kill the Archdemon, and the only reason a Warden can kill the Archdemon, is because the Archdemon's soul will go to whatever dark spawn is around and become the Archdemon again. So maybe it's not a retcon. Maybe it's just like, yeah. Because so these dragons though are like single beings. So like you don't get the impression that they're malleable the way that the Archdemon is. I could see both sides of it, but I think it is much more expansion of lore than it is retcon. If you want to be mad at the game though, which I think many people want to be mad at the game, yeah, you could very easily argue that it's a retcon. I do think it's more expansion of lore, and that's the way I kind of felt it and enjoyed it very much when learning about it. So I enjoyed it. I think it's really good. Yeah.
I also, for the record, enjoyed it. I'm not like I think every Dragon Age game has kind of consistently played or revealed more information because in Dragon Age Origins, like, this is definitively true. And then in Dragon Age 2, it's like, actually, we don't know that. We probably know this. We actually don't know this. And then it's just a consistency of unreliable narrators. And guess what? We still have unreliable narrators because Solus surely isn't a reliable narrator. Rook is not. Varric is not. All of the major characters. So, like, there could be RIP Dragon Age series games, but there could be another one later on where, like, oh, well, this is actually caused by this, or this is a misinterpretation, or blah, 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 blah. So, like, I'm all on board with everything that's happening, is the end result of that.
Yeah.
So Solus tells all of us about that we need to kill these archdemons before we can even take on the Evanuris. Rook gathers everyone together. This is not a small task. You know what we need? We need everybody, because we're closing out Act 1. We gather all of our companions and we step through the Alluvion in order to get to Weisshaupt, when we are immediately met with battle. In fact, as Rook and 2 of our companions that we've chosen to be our companions for that mission jump through the mirror, an explosion is heard and the Alluvion crashes down onto the floor below. The other companions get out and the Alluvion seems to be fine, and they're all on a lower level, and they tell us that they'll meet us later on. We explore and loot the room because, what, are the Grey Wardens gonna use it? I don't think so. We've seen their track record. It's not great. Look at Rook's. It's way better. A little girl comes out of the corner and she says, "Hi, my dad's here. Can you please help me find my dad?" Cool, we're in the middle of a war. This seems normal and good. Her name is Mila, and she's a delight. So, of course, we can help her. Yes, Dana?
She's wonderful, and it's very much not Lost Child. It's more like, hey, you guys are around, so, like, come along with me while I go do this thing and stop being little babies about all these darkspawn. Like, just take care of it, and then let's go. And yes, I'm coming along with you. You're the ones being a baby about this. It's really quite wonderful.
The first time I saw her, I was like, Darkspawn. And then I kept interacting with her and I was like, no, she's just a delight. This is great. So we head out onto the castle ramparts and are met with an army of Darkspawn. Literally, as we're like walking across the castle, we can see down below that there are thousands of Darkspawn down below. We also meet Gillenane, who takes the form of this like giant, terrifying cloud. And we also see their archdemon. Very, very scary. It looks insurmountable based on the amount of troops that we have. Mila helps us find our way to the war room, where we are met with the first warden. He loves us all, so this will go so great. He hasn't talked down to us and told us that we're idiots at every possible opportunity, despite the fact that we've told him a million times this is a bad thing. That's not at all what happened. The first warden wants to lead the wardens outside the castle. Cool. Mila's father is here. He's the armorer and blacksmith for the Grey Wardens. Legitimately cool. First warden says, I'm going to send out all of the wardens to go die. Real cool Denethor moment here. Loving this look on the guy. He's clearly losing it, and then we can either choose to punch him in the face or try to talk him down and be like, hey, you're being pretty dumb right now. Dano?
There's a great line here from Rook where the first warden goes, I have 1,000 warriors here. I will lead them out the gates to fight these darkspawn. And Rook's like, out the gates? Look out the window. Because like they're in the castle. So like they are well beyond the gates. They have come past the gates. The gates that is no longer a thing. Like he's just absolutely clueless and refuses to accept reality.
Now, Dano, did you choose to punch him in the face or did you choose to talk him out of it?
I want to know what you did first.
I, of course, punched him in the face. This guy's been so obnoxious, so terrible, so dumb. I don't like violence against people that, like, I have a status or a physical capability over. So I don't like punching the reporter in Mass Effect anymore. But, like, this dude is top dog, and he's been an absolute idiot for so long. He deserves to get punched in the face.
I also punched him right in the face.
Good.
I did kind of regret it at the end, though, because his armor does seem like he went through the fight and everything. So like, I'll talk about when we get there, about the final choice that we get to make at one point. But yeah, I did kind of like wonder if maybe I jumped if I got a little bit too mad at arms with my character choices this week, because there was another character choice that was also very similar to this. So I'm wondering if I went a little bit overboard with Matt's style of gameplay. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this choice, no. Next choice, yes. I think it is crazy that you made the other choice.
It was such a good line, though. I mean,
we'll get to it.
We will. You're right.
No matter what you choose, the archdemon. So if you punch him in the face, he just gets knocked out, and your friends take over and are like, "Great, here's some important information. There is a dragon trap that is in the castle. If we can get the dragon to land in that area, then we can get our shot at taking this thing down." No matter what, the archdemon then comes down and blows away most of the room. We get going. Let's go. We kill a bunch of darkspawn. We alone probably kill like hundreds of darkspawn while we are on this mission. It is awesome. It's a constant flood of darkspawn around every corner. It feels like it should. Dana.
It felt very much like the final fight in Mass Effect 3, was it?
Yes.
When like there's like, especially, it wasn't like, if I think it was on hard mode, it would have been very similar to that, but like where it was just a never ending like stream of darkspawn. It was very cool and very fun. Easier fights because it was not the end of the game, but very similar in how it was like, you know, they didn't pull back. This is a big deal. This is a true battle. You are really in it and you might not survive. Very cool.
It's fantastic. We also, along the way, we meet the rest of our companions who help us out in one way or another. So they might lift a door for us. They might point us the direction that we're supposed to go. They might shout something that is helpful. They might tell us where we need to go. Like, there's a lot of cool small interactions with the people that are in your team that are not your companions, which is something that we've seen a little bit here and there, but I thought that this was like really well done and small moments, but I was like, oh, hey, what's up, Scout Harding? What's up, Lucanus? How are you doing? Doing good? Great. Fantastic. Let's continue on. There's a mini boss called the Relentless Wall, which is just a really cool name, and I had a very fun time fighting this guy. I don't remember much about him other than I killed him, and it was great.
There's a new kind of armor introduced in this game. So in previous Dragon games, you had armor, health, and whatever the mage armor is, barrier. So you have to get through barrier to get to health. You have to get through armor to get to health. And then if someone's just health, then they're generally a mook. Now, like the extra strong darkspawn have like darkspawn armor, which you also have to break through, and each of them are broken through in different ways. So armor is broken through with a heavy attack. Thrown weapons take care of the barrier, and then charged attacks break through the darkspawn armor, which all very cool. Like that, there's different ways to kind of get through all of them, and it kind of adds thoughtfulness. And then their characters can get through like certain of your so like Lucanus is super good at blowing through barrier. What's the name? Darvis is really good at getting through armor. So like there's like you bring along different characters for different things. So
it's awesome. We continue on going through Weisshaupt, looting and killing for as long as we can. I've got so much stuff. I found so many things, and it's all super cool because the wardens surely won't need any of these priceless artifacts that I'm pocketing, right?
I did laugh at this because we are running through this panic-stricken battlefield, trying to save everyone we can, trying to save the world, going to kill an archdemon and hopefully a god, and we're like, hey, what's in that house? That house looks fancy. I better check the first floor and the second floor.
Yep. There was a couple of things where I grabbed a memento and it was like the cup of the first joining or something along those lines, and I was like, I don't think I should have this.
There were a couple of things. There was the joining chalice that was used in Ferelden when the champion of Ferelden, I yoinked that, so that's mine now. So we're being Indiana Jones, you know. This also get destroyed by this archdemon if we don't take it. So
I mean, there is some truth to that. We don't know it at the time, but there is truth to it. We eventually make our way over to the dragon trap. We get to the trap, and sure enough, the dragon lands. And as it lands, these massive spear guns just shoot from every angle within this kind of like opening of the castle, and it pins the archdemon down. It's surprisingly one of the few times that a trap has worked in any video game I've ever played.
And it had no business working. So it was this very intricate trap that required the dragon to not just land in a very specific, obvious trap, but then step on just one very particular plate. Why not make the entire trap a plate? Like, no person's going to be able to like trigger that. Dragons are very heavy creatures. So why not?
They are heavy creatures.
But it worked. It was magic. It was great. Loved it. Good job. Way to go, Weisshaupt from 900 years ago.
The trap successfully works, and as we are about to go kill it, the first warden comes back out. Depending on whether or not you embarrassed him earlier, he will either say, it's an honor fighting alongside you, or, hey, give me this last honor. You owe it to me. And I went, absolutely. If it means I don't have to lose a companion, you're welcome to die for honor, friend. Go ahead.
So as a Grey Warden, I had an extra like option, which I felt was very petty. I didn't take it actually, but I wanted to, but it was like, this is too much. It was like, you didn't even do anything. And like, he'd obviously fought, like his armor was like, so I was like, okay, yeah, you go die then. Cool. Thanks for doing that for us. You know, you suck.
Goes up. And Kate takes down the archdemon that is already pinned. Fantastic. We've won.
Game
Yay!
over.
Except we super don't. Gillenane comes down and absorbs the essence of the archdemon and creates this terrifying amalgamation creature that is more blight infused and more draconic than before. Yes, Dano.
So no, this didn't happen quite yet. So he doesn't kill the dragon. He like has this line. It's like, for the wardens and for glory and honor, and he raises his sword, and before he can bring the sword down, Gilnenane's like yoink and like pulls him up, and he's like hey, and then like sucks his soul out, and then like stabs him in the gut, and then drops him to the ground, and I'm like, I wonder if he's alive or not. And then so then the dragon gets free, and then we have to kill the dragon. So then we kill the dragon, and then she summons the dragon back. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of this dragon fight? Because the main mechanics of this fight are, it's not a dragon in the sense that I would say we typically associate with dragon fights in Dragon Age, which is big body that is like moving around the field. It flies a little bit. Instead, it starts off with one head, and then it'll like breathe fire. It'll land on you. There'll be some dark spawn. And first phase, I went, oh, pretty lame. I burst through this pretty quick. And then it went down, and then there's two heads. And I went, well, oh.
There's a phase before that even. So there is a phase. So like,
where it is just the dragon, isn't it?
It is the dragon. We kill the dragon, and then Darwin goes to kill the archdemon for real. But before he can do that, Gillenane absorbs turns it into like darkspawn goo, which would make sense if this wasn't a retcon and an expansion for lore, because this shows that the archdemon can become another thing. So therefore, expansion of lore, not retcon. Don't normally want to give, EA too much props. I think they're okay on this one though. And then it turns into the funny Hydra type monster. Yeah, I thought the first phase I was like, oh, this was super easy. What's that about? Like over level? What's going on? And then, like you said, then it has a second head, and I'm like, oh, two heads. Okay, let's do this again. And I thought these fights were really fun. They required a ton of throwing.
Yes.
So I hope you're good at that. So you would throw, and then like you throw to do damage, and then they would come and like do like bite attacks, and if you dodge the bite attack at the right time, it would like knock itself unconscious for like a few moments, and you could like do big critical hit damage weakness damage on it, and then it would go back, and then you would throw, and there would be like little like gobble things, like different, like either a bubble on his head or a bubble on his throat, and you would throw to hit the weak spot. I thought they were fun fights. That they were fun. I liked it. You want to talk about? Then there was the third phase, fourth phase.
Yeah, it's all really, really good. And first phase I was like, nah, kind of lame. And then final phase I went, oh no, this is great. I'm dodging Darkspawn, I'm dodging Dragon Heads, I'm doing everything I can to just stay alive.
So after you kill the second head, there's a third head, and then with the third head, a bunch of Darkspawn. During the second phase, the second head, there's also Darkspawn, a few Darkspawn here and there. But when there's 3 heads, so you have 3 heads to throw at. 3 heads who are attacking you. They are now breathing like poison at you. And then also there are Darkspawn being summoned all over the battlefield. It's a really fun fight. It's a very fun fight.
It's super, super fun. At the end of it, Darvin goes to kill the Archdemon for realsies. But before he is able to kill the Archdemon, Gillenane absorbs the essence back into herself. As she finishes doing this, Lucanus flies in with the enchanted dagger that we are told is one of the very few things that could actually kill these gods. He's got a shot, and he is able to clip her face and draw blood, but can't land the killing blow. Gillenane screams and retreats, but the damage is done on both her and us. The Darkspawn are too many. There are thousands left, and we are one of the few soldiers still remaining. We run through the Alluvian with Mila, her father, and I think Evka and Antoine, but I'm not confident on that one, and our companions. But the rest of Weisshaupt is lost.
It was very cool. The Siege of Weisshaupt was very good.
Yeah, one of my genuine favorite quests that we've had in a Dragon Age series. I thought the combat was great. The storytelling was great. The kind of boss fight, I thought had some fun mechanics. It was a really solid end to Act 1.
I think it's a top 3 BioWare set piece.
It's really good.
I mean, number 3, maybe behind Mass Effect 2 and 3 endings, maybe.
Yeah.
Those were so good. Like, really, really good. It doesn't stand up to either of those, but I think it's better than anything we get in previous Dragon Age games. Like,
I think I would probably agree with that. There might be something that I'm missing, but I think that is just from like a full mechanics, combat, and story perspective.
Yeah, because Inquisition was so good, but like I would say the dragon fights were more fun than most of the actual boss fights and everything. I thought Corypheus was a very lame fight. Dragon Age 2 was fun, but it was too campy, I think, with the statues coming to life, and it just felt weird. And and Origins didn't have set pieces. I mean, maybe you could say the very beginning of Origins is a cool set piece where they get that's more of a cutscene than it is a set piece.
Yeah.
And Mass Effect 1 didn't have anything really either that I can think of.
Nothing significant. The Citadel fight is fine. But yeah, I think I would agree with you. I think that it is in top 3 set pieces combined for BioWare games. It's just really good.
And this isn't even the end of the game, so we might go up from here.
Yeah.
I do think we could go up from here and still not reach Mass Effect 2 or 3 set pieces because those were so incredibly good. But I mean, this is a really good start.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, old friend. Let's meet for tea after the match, shall we?
Slurp.
Do you want to say your bit here?
So normally we talk about the side quests, but I, truth be told, did too many, and I couldn't spend hours writing them all down. And also, too many of them would have been spoilers for this next week because they were companion quests. So instead, I'm gonna let Dano talk about the quests, and I'm gonna chime in every now and then with great quest or fine quest or meh.
Welcome night. This is why I have the checklist, by the way, so I know what quests to talk about what week, because I have far too many times been wait, is this the appropriate time to talk about this thing, or was this a thing I should talk about later? Or So let's start in Docktown. First up is Cornered in the Catacombs. So we encounter a Grey Warden wounded on the streets of Minrathous. She says she was sent there to clear the Darkspawn out of the catacombs, but there were way more than she expected. So we help clear them out for her. Along the way, we pop a bunch of blight bubbles, including some that require Asan's help. Loved this, by the way. So Asan is our griffin, and he will fly down and like pop blight bubbles that we can't get to. In this quest, like he would pop a blight bubble, and then we'd have to hit what it would like trigger one of the other bubbles to be popped. Then you'd have to have him trigger it again. It was very cool a little loop there. I like how there are so many different triggers. So we have our wisp triggers, our blight bubble triggers, the red crystal triggers. Very cool, different way, and they all kind of work slightly different. Clever gameplay, I think. So while clearing the blight, Darkspawn keep attacking us, and we have to kill the boss before we can destroy the final bubble. That means many Darkspawn mooks show up during the fight. Also, there is a chest that you can't reach here. Do you know the chest I'm talking about? There's a chest you can't reach, and you can see how you're supposed to get there. You can look at what you're supposed to do. You can't get to it. It's driving me nuts. It's like there's like 2 hallways meet, and you can see on the map where they're supposed to go. But I'm sure we'll get there later. There's many spots like this, but this one is so egregious, it kind of drives me crazy.
I will say, this does get resolved by next week, because there is a quest that you do that opens up this area. So I have gotten this chest. I know exactly which one you're talking about, because it drove me crazy for a day.
I did get a lot of these chests, though. I did a lot of like running around to make sure I get all the knockdown quests. We return to the Grey Warden, who is being healed by a member of the Shadow Dragons. They are very happy that we took care of the blight in the catacombs. Next up is the Snake Nest deal. This one's a little bit dark, by the way. So we find a woman crying on the streets of Minrathous. She says her husband is missing, and the last she heard from him, he was going to the Snake Nest bar. We head to the Snake Nest, and the bartender there says she doesn't know anything. Also, she doesn't really care. Mind your own business. Leave us alone. So we're like, we're not doing that. We look around and find a note from the owner asking the woman's husband to meet him. We also find a pool of blood. We follow the pools of blood, and it leads us to the owner's house. And we discovered via note that he lured his friend to his death. It was like, hey, friend, come and hang out. And friend was like, cool, let's do that. So go back to the bartender. The bartender's like, yeah, he's been acting really weird lately, and it says his kid got sick. But I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want him like doing something to me. And then she tells us where to go. So we go to where he has been luring a lot of people into his secret little hidey hole, and he's been sacrificing them to a demon to keep his kid from getting sicker. But the demon kept asking for more and more until he couldn't do it anymore after killing his friend, so he removed himself from the equation, if you get our drift. So at this point, we're starting to wonder if maybe all these demon attacks in Docktown are the same demon. We go back to his wife and tell her that he is dead. She is very sad. And then Nev helps the boy find somewhere safe to live. His dad, before this last time, sent him to like hang out with some friends. The friends didn't know this was going to be long term, but they want to take the boy in. There is no like resolution onto him being sick or not, like still. So maybe he's still sick. Maybe the demon was making him sick and now there was no more reason to. We don't really know, but we did what we could. What did you think about these quests?
I really liked the Snake Nest deal in particular, because it went at a direction I wasn't expecting, and then it was like, oh, because there's a moment where you just see the bodies that this guy's been sacrificing, and it's terrifying. And then you can read a note that's like, I wanted to do this for my kid. I can't do this anymore. I can't keep harming people. The only person I could harm are those that I would care too deeply about. I have to call it and be done before this demon curses my child. And I loved that desperation. And I thought it was a really cool showcase of danger without showing the danger itself.
It was a pretty sad side quest done really well, I thought. It was like, if you like ran through it and didn't like read the notes and stuff, I think it would come off as pretty like whatever, it'd be fine. Like it was fine. But like if you like research the area, see the picture that his son drew of the two of them, you would see notes that his father would say, you know, oh, I'm gonna fix your stuffed animal. And then like his final note was like, I'm so sorry I did this. I never even fixed your rabbit. It was actually really sad, actually. And you could like really see that this isn't what he wanted, but he didn't know what to do, which has been kind of like, so we're kind of at this point to believe this is the same demon that has tried this before with the 3 other people that we found and that were murdered. So it's pretty interesting. I imagine that this will be resolved at some point here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it has to be.
But it's a cool little, like, they're tying these side quests together in an interesting way. And then Acropolis Halls, we have a couple cool quests here. So we had Hauntings, definitely Curiosity. There's a Curiosity spirit. It isn't being so nice anymore. We find it, and it is now no longer Curiosity, but Burgeoning Malice. So we kill it. Apparently, some Curiosity spirits turn into this. Emmerich assures us that Manfred, who is also a Curiosity spirit, would never do this. And
never.
You know what?
And I believe him.
I believe him too. Manfred's awesome. He would never.
Yeah.
Next up, so after we take care of that, they're like, hey, you want to take care of this other problem with us? So there's Hauntings, Restless Dreams. So a totally not spooky person from the Necropolis has heard of another haunting, this time in Arlathon Forest, and they want us to take care of it. And so we go, and it's the Lich King. Not joking, it's literally the Lich King. It looks just like him. It's actually pretty crazy. So we kill him and all of his undead minions who just never, ever stop spawning. And like, they don't stop spawning. Like the entire time you were there, they keep spawning and spawning and spawning. So we kill him and then all of his undead minions. And then, are you going to record, Matt, or are you going to make this incredibly complicated for me? I love that you and Stormrage have decided. So Matt just joined the call, by the way, which is going to make this an incredibly difficult editing job for me. I don't.
Yep. It's fine.
Yeah, well, you do need to open on to Destiny. Thank you for doing that. Stormrage has volunteered to edit this episode.
I am in. I'm recording. Good job.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hey,
All right. So, okay, because Lich King, turns out it's not actually Lich King, it's Nocturnix, which has been cursed by the gods to never rest until we killed it. So now it can rest because we're nice. Then there's Unwelcome Guests. They're a Venatori in the Necropolis Halls. How dare they? We killed them. They wanted something. I don't remember what it is.
They were looking for stuff. They were looking for something to, like, I don't know exactly what they're looking for, but they set up barriers everywhere, and we destroyed the barriers too.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah. Those Venatori, they wanted to steal things, rude boys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I guess now there aren't any Venatori. I guess if you don't do this quest, the Venatori just keep stalking the halls. But if you do this quest, then the Venatori aren't stalking the halls, is my understanding of that, maybe. So we'll see.
Sure.
Then we go over to the Ravane Coast for the quest for gold and glory. It's Lords of Gold, right? Am I wrong? What are they called?
Lords of Fortune.
Lords of Fortune.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I knew Lords of Gold was dumb and wrong, but I couldn't remember what it was. So the Lords of Fortune are helping out the crows by moving goods through the Ravane, but the crows doing this have gone missing. So we head to Ravane and find some Antom in the area, and we kill them like we do, and then find a note saying the Antom here want to stop the Lords of Fortune from helping the crows so they can prove to the butcher in Treviso that they are also cool like him. So we fight through all the Antom, kill the local leader, and prove to the butcher in Treviso that they are not cool. And then we rescue the crow who was delivering the supplies. Not a bad day at the beach.
Good job, us.
Yeah. There's also a very cool Warden Vault puzzle here that Daniel alluded to last week. I got to it this week. It's awesome. It's super duper fun.
It's so fun.
Very good puzzle.
I still haven't figured it out. I got the first one. I haven't got the other two.
Yeah. The one of them got a little complicated on where to follow, but then I figured it out and it was lots of fun.
I also struggled on one of them specifically.
Is it the spirit one?
Yes.
Yeah, that one was a little bit confusing, I felt like, but I wandered around enough and figured it out.
Yep.
All right, so then we're in Treviso. I imagine this is a little bit different than maybe Stormrage's experience because my Treviso is a blighted hellscape. So this one would be different than what Stormrage's has. So this is a quest line, a city blighted / missing in action / a crow and a gentleman. So Treviso is blighted because we saved Minrathis. Lucanus is sad, but he understands. And this is what Lucanus, I love him, and he's my party almost nonstop at this point, except for when I have to take one of my warriors along, and I need a healer, and he can't heal anymore because he's been hardened. But he is so much fun. He does so much damage. He's really good with a warrior. And then also, like, he handled, like, his understanding of why we did it was so much better than Nev's understanding. She was, like, legitimately mad. And he was like, I understand. I will get through this, and I'm not happy about it. I'm devastated about my home, but, like, I get it. And, like, it was, like, I love that they didn't give them the same reactions. And he doesn't get, like, angry face whenever you go near him. Like Nev does, which I also appreciate. But Lucanus is always in my party.
I had a very similar quest to this that I think went through the same locations. Extremely different end result, and I'm very excited to tell you because they are entirely different vibes.
Awesome. So we run into this crow, Chance Candide. Candide, what do you think? Chance.
Candide.
Chance Candide, who asks us to clear out some of the blight. We do this, and run into some darkspawn we've never seen before. Even worse, after killing it, we discover it is wearing a crow pendant. We take this pendant back to Chance, and he confirms that darkspawn we killed was indeed a crow. Now he is worried about another crow who has gone missing, and asks us to go search their last known location. Sure enough, that crow also turned into a darkspawn. We kill them, and we head back to talk to Chance, but he is gone. Did we mention he has a suspicious cough? Because he has a suspicious cough. Apparently, he went down to the market where all the sick people are staying. Well, that can't be good because suspicious coughs leads to turning into darkspawn. So we follow him, worried, and then asking around. And we learned that some Antam were going to attack, but he stopped them before they could. Back at the crow's hideout, we find a note from Chance written in a shaky hand. It says time is running out and he is going to the Drowned District so he doesn't hurt anyone when he turns into a darkspawn. He asks us to find him and show him mercy. We find him and we show him no mercy. We report back to the leaders of the crows and they build a memorial in his honor.
So the only reason that I think that, because you're talking about the same location, so this could, what the quest I'm talking about might just come up later, but it does revolve around Chance, so I don't think it will for you. And instead, you're going to the same locations, and you're trying to figure out there's a crow that seemingly has, like, weird connections with the Venatori. And it kind of leads you to believe of, like, oh, is this the double agent? Is this the spy that's been leaking information? You go throughout all these different places. Turns out, nope, it's two people that are having a romantic getaway. And you eventually come across their, like, area of date where they had, like, wine set out and candles and pillows and blankets, and the Venatori are like, we're gonna kill this person, and you can go back and warn them. So you leave a note of, like, hey, people are out for you, get away. And then you go back to Chance and you're like, sorry, Chance, they got away, they were just two people in love. And he went, oh, good for them. And it's great.
I don't think I'm gonna have that quest.
Probably not.
There is no clandestine dates currently going on in Treviso.
It's a good chill time in Treviso over here.
Yeah, it's fine in Treviso in my world.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The correct world.
Yes.
Then there is the quest Statutory Fine Art in Antam. So Nart still needs our help. She has been trapped in her shop by the Antam. We free her, and then she sells us stuff. She says they wanted to take her stuff, but she refused, and then they locked her in her shop. Not sure why they didn't steal her from it, but that didn't happen. So, we aren't really sure why they're doing this, so we stalk around the markets till we overhear someone in one of the merchants say that the Antam are buying art and then taking it to the Drowned District. So we go there to kill some Antam, but none of them are there. We go back and realize we were duped. The Venatori and the Antam are working together to make some magic-powered Gatlock. That's bad. So we kill them all, and now we don't have to worry about that. Onto the Hosberg wetlands. This is kind of like the area of... This is a new area introduced for the Grey Wardens. So it's an area... It's an area completely overrun with blight. So
It's
go ahead.
It's like that. It's like that town earlier in the game that we like first
Demetis
find
Crossing.
the blight in. Yeah, Demetis Crossing. It's kind of like a version of Demetis Crossing where it's a small town and there's people recovering from the blight, but there's a Grey Warden stronghold, so it's not as bad.
Yeah, so they're fighting back the blight, but they are dealing with the ramifications of the blight in the surrounding areas. So in one of those surrounding areas, we come across a well that talks to us. That's never good. So we run around and find out that it was actually talking to some of the farmers and warned them about the blight, and then took them over and then like ate them, I guess, in the well. So we destroyed the well and then go back to the lady who was like, hey, could you find my friends? And then she was like, they know never to listen to that well. And we're like, well, we destroyed it. She goes, I'll double destroy it when I can go back home. We're like, cool.
I think we just boarded the top of the well. I don't think we actually destroyed it. I think we just put wood on top of it.
It was initially boarded up, and then they took the boarding up off, and then after we destroy it, it does indeed become rubble. So
okay,
yeah,
all right. Did they fill the well with concrete to make sure it never?
They didn't, but I assume the lady who was mad about her girlfriend getting eaten by a well will do that later. So
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. So in academic interest, there are rumors of a cursed manor that might be doing evil things because the blight woke it up. We head out to check it out, and sure enough, there are tons of demons and bad stuff, but they're just like plain old demons that apparently were summoned by mages who wanted to get rich and then got possessed. So we kill the demons, and then we take all the sweet, sweet loot.
Dano, did you do the cool little puzzle here with the braziers and the wisp that unlocks a secret shortcut to get back to the home base sooner?
I did. And that is a cool thing about the way that they are doing. So we've said this before, they're Dragon Age 2ing this game, right? Where you return to locations over and over again. A very cool thing that they're doing with this, though, is that as you progress and explore, you open up, like, everything kind of circle backs on itself in interesting ways.
Yep.
And so you're constantly opening up ways to get back to, like, the main hub of the city. It's fun. Very fun and clever. Regrets the Dread Wolf. You did talk about this last week. Storm Rage, but I think I went into a little bit more detail than we went into last week. I feel like we brushed through it last week. Am I wrong about that?
We went into pretty specific detail up to the first 4.
Did we?
And then I hadn't done 5 or 6 yet.
Okay. So we'll skip the first 4. Okay, first one, Solus is angry that Elgranon and Mythal are ascending to Godhood. He doesn't want to do that. Second one, Mythal and Solus are having a sneaky meeting. Solus has learned that the other gods are going to break out the blight and calls it our mistake, quote unquote. Mythal doesn't believe him and then checks it out and then gets murdered. Third mistake was, or regret, I guess. The regret is Solus is performing a ritual that accidentally created the veil. The fourth regret is that the elves used to be spirits, like just actual spirits, not like, like elf spirits, but just like spirits. But they want to have bodies like the humans. And so they stole lyrium from the Titans, which is Titan blood, and used that to make physical forms. And Solus didn't want to do this, but Mythal did, so he went along with her because he can't say no. She also says that Solus's wisdom is needed to counter Elgranon's influence, which apparently that didn't work out at all. So they do that. The fifth regret, which I think I love, these next 2 ones are big. The fifth regret is Solus giving Mythal the lyrium dagger that we've been using. Apparently the Titans really hated that the elves stole their blood to create bodies. So they started a war that the elves were losing. So they were like, well, only one thing to do. We need to create a lyrium dagger that will separate the souls of the Titans from their bodies, driving them insane and making it so they can never dream. Solus warns Mythal that if they do this, their severed souls will, quote, become a blight on the world. Oh,
dun, dun, dun.
That's a thing. So the elves created the blight. Harding is obviously upset because she is a dwarf and she can't dream or touch the Fade. Davern connects the Titan's madness to the blight and points out that only certain people can hear the song of the blight and the song of the lyrium. The sixth regret is the one that we were already there for. This was when Solus killed Mythal to drain her power and become a god. Morgan pops in and says that she has taken on Mythal's spirit from her mother and that Mythal is living within her, but she is different from the Mythal who was a god. She has lived within mortals to slowly regain her power, and that changed her. Morgan says there is a sliver of the original Mythal in the crossroads, and if we get it, it can help us. She warns us that convincing it will be hard. Convincing it to help us will be hard. I disagree. Very easy, barely an inconvenience. I didn't bother trying to convince it. I'm playing an elf, so one of my options was die, false god. So I did that. And Mythal turned into a level 45 dragon. I was level 28. I killed it, and it was awesome. It was so much fun. It was probably a 10-minute fight. It was absolutely insane. Super fun. Giant arena to fight in. Tons of running around. Multiple ads. Really cool. Like very kind of similar but different like fight triggers to what you have during the Siege of Weisshaupt. So where the dragon will come like crashing down on you, and if you can like dodge at the right time, it will like knock itself a little silly and you can get some attacks in and stuff. It was super duper fun. I did not have Tosh with me, which bums me out because I have multiple armors and skills that are good against dragons. But I didn't know she was going to turn into a dragon, which
I should have. Probably should have.
Because, like, I mean, she's a dragon for the first 3 games, so why?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's on you. That's it. That's on you.
But I still did it. I during the entire fight. I'm not gonna lie. During the entire fight, I was like, okay, well, when I fail, I'll just go back to my previous save, and then I will pick a better party, and I will include Tosh in that party. And then
I like that there wasn't a possibility that you wouldn't kill this thing. That it's just I'll pick a better party to kill this thing.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, because there were multiple times where I was like out of health and out of like, and it was like, so it became very much like, became very good at like timing my heals. Very, very good at keeping myself, like every time the healing cooldown came up, I hit my heal, and then it was a super fun fight. I was really proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, 45 thing when you're level 28, that's crazy.
I tried fighting something that was like 3 levels above me and got murdered. It was wild.
I am aware that there are multiple endings in this game, and part of me is starting to assume I can't get the good ending at this point, but I don't care. It was totally worth it.
Yeah, you did kill a fragment of a god that is willing to help us, and you said, wait, meh, what if I just kill it?
I said, die, false god, and then immediately attacked it. There was like no chatting. It was like, oh, hey, Mythal. She's like, hey. And I'm like, die, false god.
Was that the angry like exclamation point react?
No, it was an elf only reaction. So it had like
it had like the elf.
Yeah, the elf sigil. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I became friends, and it said, great, here's my essence, use it wisely. And I went, great.
I got his essence too when I killed it.
You got a different essence though. So there's the Light of Mythal is the weapon that you get when you persuade it, and then there's like a dragon specific weapon when you kill it.
I didn't get a weapon. All I got was like a little bauble.
You should have gotten a weapon.
Did I get a weapon? I thought I got that's like a doodad. I thought it was like a McMuffin. I didn't think it was an actual thing.
I think there is also an actual thing.
Did I miss something? I'll go back and figure it out.
Or you can just go back and get old
Taste
save.
my grilled cheese.
No. That was too much fun.
Munch.
What's our first good?
So this is a kind of a slight spoiler for, I'm not exactly sure where it falls. I think it would be under next week's stuff. But as everybody knows, I am having the Lighthouse polycule, so I am romancing everybody. And so far, it's going great. Everybody is having a grand old time, and it's wonderful. But I did decide to break off my romance with Tosh, and it was done because the scene itself was done so well. So we kind of realized this is a little bit of a spoiler for next week, but it stuck with me enough that I really wanted to highlight it this week before I forgot about it, that Tosh really struggles with their gender identity. And Tosh talks about how the Shadow Dragons specifically have a word for somebody that sometimes feels like a man and sometimes feels like a woman, and they use they pronouns. And Tosh is like, oh, that feels good. Like when I say that about myself, it feels good. And I was like, oh, that's rad. That's super rad. And then Tosh continues on and goes, but my mom really would not approve. My mom does not want this. And my mom has pushed me to like bind me. My mom has pushed me to do all of these things in these number of ways. And you have a couple of different options. You can choose to either A, be like, I accept you for who you are. You can choose B, go back to the Qun, and the Qun will have answers. And I was like, no way am I picking that one. Nope. And then there was the embrace who you are. Embrace who you are in Ravani culture, which is more welcoming of that. And that one breaks off the romance. And I was like, honestly, if somebody is going through that big of a crisis, I think that what they need most is a supportive friend who can just be like, hey, I'm here for you and I will help you and I will care for you and I will do whatever I can to help you through this. And it was such a really cool moment, and it was handled really well. And Tosh was just really grateful for the support, and I really loved the scene. I thought that it was just really well done.
I had a slightly different scene with Tosh, actually. It wasn't a romance scene. So I started romancing her, like, I'm not sure if they've set their pronouns yet, so it's her, could be them, though. And Harding. And then my character I'm playing is non-binary. And so because of that background, I had the ability to just kind of talk to Tosh about that, which I thought was really cool, really interesting. So you had a couple of different choices, which was like, just like, well, how did you handle it? And there was like, oh, I struggled for a long time. Or it was like, oh, it was simple. Or it was like, yeah, it was actually really, really hard. So you can kind of choose how you walk through it and kind of talk about, yeah, this is just kind of like, this was my experience with it. And like, there was like a pretty neat conversation between the two of them about that. And I thought it was well done. It was I thought it was a great way to kind of introduce, the world into like, if you're going to have romance and that kind of stuff, I think, gender identities, I think it's important to have non-binary character. I thought it was interesting that the two non-binary characters would also like chat and talk. We don't, Natasha hasn't like said one way or the other yet. So that's still kind of like up in the air. So maybe I haven't got to that point yet, but it was the conversation between Tosh and Nev. So I assume it was the same one, but I took a different path because I was able to have that background. So it wasn't like, it was kind of more like a, hey, just go ahead and like work through it and we'll work through it together. So it wasn't like asking them to like set anything in stone at this time of what choice to make. It was much more of like just a conversation. So I think that romance is still there, though it feels a little bit, I'm kind of in the same spot now where I don't know if I want to continue to progress that romance, if she's kind of like trying to work through that stuff on their own, but we'll see. Tosh is a fun character though. Like, and
I enjoy Tosh quite a bit. I had the same scene, and it was basically Nev and Tosh talking, and the whole non-binary thing came up, and Nev's like, hey, I got buddies in the Shadow Dragons that can help you work through this. And my rook was like, yeah, whatever you need to do to figure this out, we're here for you. And it's great. It was just very supportive, very, very great scene.
I liked it a lot. Yeah. Also, Dano, this is completely unrelated, but I wanted to let you know that you were right. Because you did combat, you get a Dragon Bone and a Dragonfire Catalyst, which is a legendary material, but you do not get a weapon.
Nice.
So be nice to people and get weapons. Don't kill them. Got it.
Yep.
What do I do with the material? You can't like craft stuff in the game though.
You can upgrade. Upgrades.
Oh, nice. I can upgrade. It's probably better. I've got the not so good and best because Matt wasn't supposed to be here. And I'm going to take both of them because he's going to make editing a little complicated today.
It's my fault.
It's okay. I love you anyways. I got the not so good. And we have somebody in the game who is named Scout Harding. I wish there were scouting of areas and scouting of quests. Like, just give me a little bit of info before I go like headlong into stuff so I can like just be thoughtful and plan for missions. Like, I would like to know if I should bring my dragon hunter along. Like, there have been multiple times now where I'm like, sure wish I would have brought my dragon hunter along since I recruited a dragon hunter. And so far I have fought dragons and never had a dragon hunter along with me. And like, there are other times. That
doesn't sound like Rook.
So I just wish there was like a way, like an in-game mechanic where it was like, oh yeah, here's what to probably expect on these quests or something like that. Maybe even it's just story quests, right? Where it's like, hey, here's what, like, you know, oh, in this area, this is what we've come across before, or, you know, talking to so-and-so, here what to expect. It could just be a little text, right? It's like a little flavor text to give a little bit of information. Cause like there's quite a bit of like, you know, specific weapons and armor for your companions that you could use if like you were aware of what you were coming into. But a lot of times it's like, well, I'm already halfway through the quest. I don't need to do it. It'd just be at this point, it'd be for role-playing purposes only. And I'm not going to mess with that at this point, but it'd be fun to like be able to thoughtfully do it. That's not just, it's a very minor gripe, and no game has ever done it, but I would like a game to do it someday.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, what do you think this is? An organization with a bunch of people that you control, like on like say a table that you could send forces out
spies.
to with spies and military force and like diplomacy and whatever else people did.
Dano, tell us about the best good.
How are these side quests also good? They're also very good. They're just very
really good.
They're like bite-sized chunks of story, and they connect to each other in a very good way. Like, they're good on their own, but they tell a larger narrative that isn't necessarily directly involved with the main story, but like adds flavor to the story and the areas that you are in. They are very, very well done side quests.
And they feel almost like they feel almost like, instead of like just dropped in like from like go gather 20 beaver pelts, it's like you explore stories, you actually like they feel like natural into the environment that they're in, and it feels great. I love it.
Yeah, I'd fully agree, and I like that they kind of send you mostly in the same town. So if like you go to Docktown, you'll get a quest. It's probably going to be in Docktown, but there are a couple that are like, oh yeah, this thing starts in Docktown, and you need to go to these other places. I think the Necropolis is the biggest example of this because the Necropolis sends you kind of all over. But I like that combination. I think the side quests are engaging. The other day I was like, okay, I'm going to do one more side quest, and then like 2 hours later I went, okay, but this is the last thing for real.
Well, that was me today, right? I was trying to get all those side quests done until I was like, wait a minute, I actually have to do the story quest for the day.
Yep.
Well, like in Minrathous, in my Blighted Minrathous, it's like I was working on the like this spirit quest or whatever, where I'm like talking to a spirit about 3 different murders.
Yeah.
And I was just completing side quest while I was doing that side quest, because I was just stumbling into them while I was working on this side quest. Like you see the little like the empty boxes that aren't your active quest, but you see an active quest or an additional quest in the area. So I'm like, oh, I'm in this area, I might as well do this, and I got that side quest done. I killed a bunch of Venatoria that were in the Chantry. That's great, you know. So that's great. I enjoy them very much when I get a chance to finish them.
He asks each traveler 3 questions. 3 questions.
3, that's a magic number.
Matt, what are you liking so far?
The game does a fantastic job of telling you things and why the things are happening, and like okay, like, you know, you have a thing with Tosh, and you know she and they're like, oh, you know, and there's a little side pop up that says, you know, because you did this, they're exploring this now, and it's really great. It's so refreshing, and it's like you now know, you can see the lines that they did, and it makes complete sense, and I love it. Stormrage, what are you liking so far?
The combat's just so good, and every time I think, oh, I might be a bit over leveled, and I think I am over leveled by and large. Like, Weisshaupt was pretty easy for me up until the final boss, but even still, that final boss, I worked at it. I got out of potions and I had to play cautiously. I had to play smart. And for being over leveled, that usually isn't the case. Usually I can kind of just walk through these things. And I love that every time I get a little cocky with combat, the game reminds me, hey, bosses are still here. Bosses you still need to treat with respect. And I think that the difficulty curve is just so solid. Dano, what do you like it so far?
Killing dragons.
Yeah.
Killing dragons is so much fun. I love killing dragons in this game.
I think you got a fun one next week.
I think I do from what I see here. What are you struggling with, Matt?
I struggled with catching up with the amount of side quests that I want to do and before I get to the main story, which I haven't, spoiler alert, I haven't got to the main story of this week yet. I need to. But I have a bunch of side quests I need to do before I get there because I don't know if they're. I understand that like I can probably do them after the main story, but I don't want to. I want to get them done now. I want to catch up. I want to be with y'all. I'm 2 weeks behind and it's bad. I hate it. What are you struggling with, Storm Rage?
I played so far ahead that I feel like Dano, which is such a weird thing, but I have to go back and be like, okay, what hasn't been revealed? What hasn't been talked about? What did I talk about last week? How many things do I need to keep track of in my head? Because all I am doing is, like, truth be told, I'm just getting on and I'm playing for 3 hours and I go, what an incredible experience. And then I have to remember it later and I go, oh yeah, I played 8 hours of a game. I need to remember to distill all of that. But I just get lost in it. I just love the experience. Dano, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you finish a game and then 4 weeks later you're talking about the main quest that Matt and I just finished. It's very impressive.
YouTube videos.
That'll do it.
Yeah. So it's a lot of YouTube videos, and then J and L will skip 10 seconds ahead. So it's a lot of like skipping ahead through playthroughs. That's what it is.
That makes sense. Daniel, what are you struggling with?
I want to kill more dragons. They're so much fun, and they were such an amazing part of Dragon Age Inquisition. Like they were a ton of fun in Inquisition. And I understand like this is Dragon Age, the Darkspawn. So this is very much like, you know, the Darkspawn are a huge part of this game. And so like there are a lot of really fun, cool Darkspawn fights, but I want to kill more dragons as well because they are such cool fights. Not that the Darkspawn fights aren't really fun and interesting, because they are, because they're very, very different as well. But I like killing the dragons. What has surprised you about the game, Matt?
When I'm good at combat in this game, the combat feels so good. Like, as a rogue, you're kind of in the mix, and you're kind of doing a bunch of attacks and heavy attacks and light attacks, and you're dodging a lot. You have to time your dodge, and when you time your dodge right, it is so good.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't, I am terrible at this game. Like I just suck down health potions constantly, you know, if I'm not getting there. But like, and then I just lose my rhythm, and I just feel like I feel bad. But then I reload the save and I jump in, and I'm focusing on trash mods before I get to the big boss, and it's so good. It is. I have the momentum, and I can use all my momentum points on the boss, and it's great.
A big part of the combat of my character is perfect defense, which is like using my shield at just the right time. And I'll be honest, the yellow and the red is almost more distracting than if I could just watch the actual triggers. So I do think that is a situation where I don't think it's as good as if like I think it would actually be easier without those, because that's not when it hits yellow, that's not the trigger. The trigger is when they attack you. The yellow is let you know that it is a blockable attack. A red is let you know that it's not blockable. You have to dodge it. Except for me, I'm playing a champion, so I can block that. But like still it'll turn yellow, but then you still have to wait for the attack to hit. And so I think the hardest part for me with perfect defense is that looks like that's the trigger for you, but it's not the trigger. But it's so like in your face that you actually miss the real trigger. So I do think like combat is super duper good, but I do think that needed to be polished a little bit more to make it like feel really, really good. Like it's like more like Expedition 33 than, you know, but it's still really good.
But also like Expedition 33, like a lot of times where like I can't really see when the trigger's going to be. I just dodge out and roll out. And like one nice thing about the rogue is I can literally like have like a Nightcrawler dodge where I can just poof and appear somewhere else.
Ooh, like in Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah.
I had that one in Mass Effect Andromeda where I would do like the dash and I would disappear. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, where it's like Nightcrawler from X-Men. You know what I'm talking about. You know.
Yeah.
Stormrights, what surprised you about the game?
The big spells are really fun, and I think that they're the main focus of the game. So for me, for instance, it's throwing chain lightnings, it's freezing people with a frost nova, it's casting down massive fireballs. But the small ways have really impressed me. The way that they add slightly different chains to your abilities. So for instance, like if I do a light attack, hold, then it adds as a spin. If I dodge and do a charge attack, then it triggers off some of my bombs that I build up for my light attacks. And the way that they layer in ways that are extremely intuitive once you start playing with them, but I think would be too much for like the base level, is really smart. And I think it's a small way to add in a lot of layering to combat that I think could get pretty repetitive otherwise.
Yeah, like like I have a charge light attack that charges in, kill like swings at 2 or 3 guys. I then jump in the air and then I can do a heavy attack down, and it's ridiculous.
That's very cool.
A lot of fun. It's
very
super
cool.
fun, and
Dano, what surprised you about the game?
I think they're the best side quests in the game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And the series, and they might be the best side quests of all the BioWare games.
I think it depends on whether or not you count companion quests in Mass Effect 2.
Ooh.
And I think that Mass Effect 3 is close whether or not you count like DLCs. Because I think Mass Effect 3 has some incredible side quests.
Yeah, I think from just like I think if I'm thinking just like the garbage quests, right? Like we're filling out we're these are quests, these are the skippable quests, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anything can top like the companion quests in Mass Effect 2. Those are companion quests though, and the companion quests so far in this game have been good but not great. I would say.
Agree with that.
The side quests, I think, are where the game is really shining for me, which is really interesting. The main quest is also the main story is also very, very good and very, very interesting. But I think the side quests are like the game is really shining through that, I think, in a really interesting way. Where I think in BioWare games in the past, the side quests have a lot of times been kind of like just kind of junk. Like it's like, hey, if you want to do something, here's something to do, you rube. But like you don't have to do it, and you'll probably be happier if you don't. And the companion quests have typically been where like the real like it's been really solid. Game's a little bit different. The side quests have been fine so far. I think they've been interesting, but pretty basic. But the side quests have been really fun and interesting. So yeah.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Storm Rage, sell the game to a friend.
So far, I've gotten to punch 100% of faces I've wanted to punch in the face.
Nice.
Matt, sell the game to a friend.
I honestly thought about just playing instead of doing the podcast this week.
I almost had to. And for me, side quests, baby. That's it for this week. Next week, we Veil the Guards in Dragon Age the Veilguard. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks to our Twitch subs, our patrons, and Clyde, our YouTube listener, for patronizing us. You can find the link to our Discord, links to support the podcast in the description of the episode.
And Dragon Age Veilguard, the game is a game, and games are meant to be fun. I'm out of practice. It's been a couple weeks.
Don't forget, the Veilguard won't guard itself without the power of friendship, baby.
This is the end of the show. Everybody vote!
Was the first moment of this game where I was like,
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Look, I'm on board because if you tell me that love is what's gonna win, I am a sucker. I'm gonna fall for that every single time because I am that target audience. But I also go, I get it. It's a little on the nose here.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to the companion quest anyway, so don't worry about that. I don't. I mean, it was like they listened to us call them friendship quests for 3 years, and they were like, let's actually make the friendship quests.
I mean, to be fair, they are. Like, you know.
Oh, yeah, they
you
are.
just become friends with everybody. It's just great. I love it.
I
like all the characters. I'm surprised. Now that we have everybody, I like them all.
I had my first
really
disapprove
like
this week, actually.
Ooh.
I think it was Nev or Bellara greatly disapproved when I punched the first warden in the face.
Oh, yeah. I think it's Bellara and Emmerich both greatly disapprove. Everybody else greatly approves of you punching him in the face.
I think it was just Bellara for me. I think everybody else greatly approved. Did I miss that one?
Emmerich also doesn't like it. He doesn't like violence.
Okay.
Emmerich's a nice guy. I love Emmerich, by the way.
It was kind of oddly delayed, so I assumed it was just the two characters. Like, that only two characters had, like, an approve and disapprove, and everybody else was greatly approved based on whatever. But, yeah, there's a lot of greatly approves.
Yep. Every single other person in your party is like, someone needed to punch that dude in the face.
It's a punchable face that needed to be punched.
Yep.
Yeah. Lucanus got a greatly approve out of him, which is good because I hardened him, but I want to be besties with Lucanus anyways. And so that's good that he approved of that.
I am so excited to talk about the companion quest next week because the Lucanus companion quest, both exactly what I expected and also super not in a really fun way.
Did you see this week where they gave an in-game reason for why he has a millennial obsession with coffee?
Yes.
No.
It was so good.
So the reason that he is always drinking coffee is because if he falls asleep, then spite can take over.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did see that.
It was Tosh and Harding are in the Illuvian room trying to stop Spite from going into the Illuvian while Lucanus is asleep. It's great.
Yep. Yeah. Fun character. Fun game. Devin doesn't deserve any hate. Like, this is just a perfectly good game.
It's fun. It's just a fun game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this week. We'll talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.